and welcome back to my kitchen at home, where today I'm going to be making a cupcake flavour, which is slightly more unusual than normal because this flavour is using these, and they are black sesame seeds, and they work really well with sweet stuff. So I've paired them with white chocolate to create black sesame and white chocolate mud cake. These cupcakes are going to be made with delicious moist white chocolate sponge, filled with white chocolate ganache, topped with black sesame Swiss meringue buttercream and sprinkled with candied black sesame. And it all starts with a saucepan. It's a really easy method. So I've got my saucepan here, and into that I'm going to put 150 grams of unsalted butter, along with 100 grams of good quality white chocolate, 120 millilitres of whole milk, along with 1/4 teaspoon of good quality vanilla extract and a pinch of salt. And all of that needs to go on the hob, and I'm going to melt that over a low heat, stirring occasionally until it's all come together. My white chocolate mixture is all melted together, and I've left it to cool for a couple of minutes just so that it doesn't cook the eggs when I do the next bit. And I have a nice big bowl here, and in there I have 120 grams of caster sugar, and I'm going to add 1½ large free range eggs. You can get away with 2 small eggs if you don't want to use half an egg. And just whisk that together until it's slightly pale. And that just takes a couple of minutes, and now I'm going to pour in my white chocolate mixture and just whisk that all together. And the last thing I need to whisk in is 180 grams of self-raising flour, and I haven't even sieved this, and that is just proof that this recipe is super easy. It doesn't matter if you don't sieve this because this is a mud cake. And once it's completely lump-free, it's time to pour it into the cupcake cases. And I've got a 12-hole tin lined with cases already. I am going to just pour it straight from the bowl, but you can, to make it easier, pour it into a jug first. And once all your batter's in, it's time to bake them at 170 degrees C for 18 to 20 minutes, or until they come nice and springy on the top. Now I'm going to make the candied sesame seeds, which we're going to sprinkle on top, and this is so easy, you're just going to wonder why I'm even telling you. I've got 2 tablespoons of black sesame seeds, and I'm going to sprinkle over that about 1 teaspoon of water, and then 1 tablespoon of icing sugar, and I'm going to mix it all together. And once all the sesame seeds are nicely wet and coated, then just spread them out onto a baking sheet lined with a little bit of greaseproof paper. And now that they're all spread out into a nice thin layer, I'm going to bake these at 170 for about 7 or 8 minutes. So my cakes are out of the oven, I'm going to leave them to cool, and now I'm going to get on with making the yummy black sesame Swiss meringue buttercream. And obviously I'm going to start just by making the Swiss meringue base. I have a pan of simmering water here, and then a heat-proof bowl. I've got 3 large egg whites and 225 grams of caster sugar, and I'm just going to stir that together with a whisk until the sugar dissolves. My egg whites and sugar are mixed together and the sugar's totally dissolved, so now I'm going to put it into my stand mixer with the balloon whisk attachment. And then on quite a high speed, I'm going to whisk it up for about 10 minutes until the whole thing's completely cool. This has been whipping together for about 15 minutes now, and the bowl is completely cool, which means it's time to put the butter in. So I'm going to pop that back down and have it onto a medium speed and add my butter, a little bit at a time. I've got 340 grams and it's very soft unsalted butter. All my butter is in, and this is already looking like the best, silkiest, yummiest Swiss meringue buttercream of all time, and it smells amazing. But now it's ready to have the flavour put in, which is of course black sesame, which we've discussed previously. And I roasted my black sesame seeds and then ground them up in a spice grinder to quite a fine consistency. It kind of looks a lot like ground black pepper, but it's much tastier than that. And I'm going to put 3 tablespoons of that in here and give it a really good whisk. It won't take long to mix that through, just give it a couple of minutes, and if it feels like after tasting it you want a bit more of the black sesame flavour, just add some more. And that is ready, and I am very excited about eating this, but I'm going to clear the decks first and then we're going to make the filling. It's filling time, and I am going to make some white chocolate ganache. I've already melted 100 grams of white chocolate with 100 grams of double cream over a bain-marie, and then the mixture I've just left to cool in the fridge. And it's still quite runny, but now I need to whip it up with my whisk. And it doesn't whip up stiff, it's still quite runny, but it's gone very pale and it's really silky, and that is going to be ready to fill my cakes. But I'm just going to deal with my sesame seeds that we made earlier. So they came out of the oven and they kind of all stuck together, and now I'm just going to break them up to become separate seeds again. Everything's ready, my cakes are cool, I've got my Swiss meringue buttercream in a piping bag, I've got a nice big fat star nozzle on that, I've got my white chocolate ganache in a piping bag, I've got my black sesame, my candied black sesame, I've also got a little piping bag with some melted white chocolate for drizzling at the end, and now I'm just going to get going. And that's them finished, and they look and smell, and I guarantee they taste amazing. I'm gonna cut this one open and see what's happening inside. Oh, I mean, that is messy, but I cannot wait to get my chops around that. It's dripping all over the shop. I really hope you make these. They're absolutely delicious. And if you do, please let me know by hashtagging Cupcake Jemma on Instagram and Twitter so that I can see what you've been up to. I'm gonna just get on with eating this, but you can subscribe to my channel in the meantime. I'll be back next week, so I'll see you then. Bye. Oh my goodness, I don't even know how to. Mm-hmm.